Hey Matty, great to see you again. How you doing?
I'm very good, and you?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I'm a bit jealous of the weather on your end, especially with what I've got outside, but that's because you're in COTA and you just touched in last night. How does it feel to be back there?
Yeah, I have to say that I don't like to do this, but you should be jealous because I'm literally in the circuit. Well, now Tuesday is everyone is unpacking, doing the boxes. Everyone is working with well, that's why there's a lot of noise. But yeah, we are super great and happy to be here.
Definitely. And I mean, I'm seeing the helmet just teased a little bit there as well. You've got a special design for the weekend. Go and show us properly.
A little bit of glimpse. That's it.
Got to tune in on Friday to see it properly in action when you're racing around the track.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to use it like on all sessions, because of radio things that I need to
Hmm.
get it sorted. But for sure, I would like to. It's not a special helmet like for the weekend, like for Austin, but it's really like a new version of the original. And let's see the OG, the OG. That will
Yeah,
be
yeah.
my OG life.
No, it's very good OG, and this is if we're gonna take it like that, it's an evolution. It's a really good sequel that you just like. Ooh, excellent! There's another one of those now.
Yeah, it's like an evolution. That's how I love that you call it like that. Okay,
Oh,
so I think I have some questions for you because we are coming to Coda, one of the for me one of the most exciting races. Not only for because I'm racing this weekend and I love this track, but also because I really like the atmosphere.
hmm.
The last year race of Formula One was super excited. I didn't expect that it was going to be that much of a great race, and I really enjoy it. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's you say Kota, and the first thing that comes to my mind is the fact that I don't think I've ever seen a bigger flag than the one that they have at the end of the start finish straight, the big Texas flag. It's like you've seen some flags. You think the Olympics maybe there's something, but I just don't think there's ever been anything bigger that I've seen at a sporting event as that one. So it's great, and like you say, the atmosphere it always gets a lot of really good reviews from drivers and fans, and it's not any kind of track where Daniel Ricciardo can just arrive on a horse, you know. So that's just got its own special atmosphere. So it's kind of it adds to it, and super jealous of you just not just being there, but getting to race around it on the same weekend as Formula One. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, totally. I think it's in terms of decoration and how it's everything settled, it's one of the coolest, I have to say. Not only they have the United States flag, but they have the Texas flag all
Yeah,
over the S.
exactly.
Uh, and I think it's one of the great circuits you have to see like a bunch of corners because of the bridges that it has and well
Hmm.
the famous tower, so it's quite interesting. And speaking of which is your favorite corner about this track?
Yeah, it's gotta say it's weird you asking me the questions for a change. First of all, it takes me out of my comfort zone, but it's all part of the fun.
Something different.
I know. It's you're saying about how interesting the track is as well leads me into the favorite corner because I think it's a track that blends the inspiration it clearly gets from other circuits, but adding its own stamp on it as well quite nicely. And for me, it's either got to be the Silverstone inspired S's near the start of the track, which you are also partly responsible for, but we maybe get to that later, or maybe T17, T18, because that's just quite a ambitious looking corner, and you see Max and Lewis battling there back in 2018, and a bit with Vettel and K Mag there last year as well, just kind of seeing if you can. It's definitely an overtaking opportunity, but it could also go really wrong. So it leaves the drivers with a bit more ambition that they can make that happen and the trust you have in the other drivers around you. So I really like that as a single corner.
Yeah, totally.
What about you? You've got a particular favorite?
Yes, I mean, the SS is something else. It's really technical, and going into turn 8, turn 9, turn 10. I think it's one of the toughest for me, but I really like those.
Definitely. But I mean, would that also be then for you the most difficult part of the track to get? Because you say you've really got to nail it as you go along there, or is there another bit of the track that? Because I can't really answer that. I've not been around it, I've not driven around it, but for you, you've lived every single inch of that track.
Yes, yes, totally. And no, there has COTA is a really technical track, and I think it's quite interested about each corner. Why it makes it technical because of the speed that it has, also the asphalt. That there are some corners that you said, yeah, but I'm not going that fast, but it doesn't have the same grip as other parts. So it's quite interesting how this all works as a driver POV, like we
Hmm.
call it, because not everyone knows how it's working. This is also for fans that going into turn 1 is super easy to lock up the front left.
Hello, it's me again. Just want to take a quick break in this podcast to remind you that this isn't the first episode of On the Kerbs with Matty, and that all previous episodes can be found on YouTube and Spotify, along with the rest of the back catalogue of the On the Kerbs channel. So if you're loving this chat, be sure to go and check all of that out when you finish listening to this episode. Now let's get back to the action.
I have a question for you. I know that you have like a favorite part of the circuit, but let me ask you, what is your favorite, like, fast corner, like right now?
Fast corner for COTA. Oof, it's got to be the S's again, though, hasn't it? There's no other
Yes,
choice.
but you mean like the first part or the second part?
I think the second part, because that's where you've been able to, you're not coming out, so you're not accelerating out of turn 1. You can just get straight on with it then, and then by the time you get to there, it's flat. What about you? Favorite corner?
Quick. It's because I'm like thinking of turn 4 because you are going like flat out, or quick. I'll say 19 because it's so hard.
Yeah, if you get it right, it's brilliant. If you don't, it's I imagine it's frustrating.
Yeah, and you're gonna have like a turning point because there is no like mark braking. It's super fast. You don't see track limits, so it's yeah.
Favorite F1 race that's been in COTA?
Oh no, that's hard. I'll have to say last year, 2022, because Fernando did a really good race, and it was
Despite
hard
being on
house.
2 wheels.
Yeah. I was impressed because he had damage and he even touched with Lance, and then he continued the race and could get into the points, even I think top 6 or something like that. If not, he will be higher, but I think it's one of my favorite. And yours?
Despite it being one of the few races I didn't actually watch live, Imi in 2018 when he got his last win in Formula One, because when I did watch that back, it was just like, finally, he gets what he deserves in a Ferrari, and everyone loves that.
I will have to change my answer. I agree. You made me unblock like a special memory. Yes, yeah, he deserved it. Was really really nice.
What do you think weather then this weekend? What would you like? Would you like it to be bone dry, or would you like a bit of mixed conditions?
I would like this amount of dry. And now it's getting pretty hot. At the morning, it's like 5 degrees Celsius. So it's a little hot. I prefer a little bit more, maybe to the morning. Maybe like this. I'm going to describe this is this spring weather. Like it's 20 degrees. I think it's perfect because when it's 3 p.m. that we are going to have a race, it's not that dense and the track is super slow. I hate when it's like that, but we are going to race anyway, so really happy. And what do you prefer? I think you will like some mixture conditions, maybe rain.
Well. Yeah, you got me right there. I think just from a neutral fan perspective, like you want a little bit of spice in there. So yeah, if there's a little bit of rain, then that'll keep you all on your toes, and we'll have a great time watching it.
I would like also. It's because I like this track and going into the full limit. But even if it's a little of rain, I don't mind it. It could be a fun race.
Oh, definitely. And quick thought, we had the 2024 calendar out today. You've had a look. What do you like it? Yay or nay?
I like it. It's really really hot.
Yeah.
We are going to some places really really exciting that the F1 Academy could build this calendar with F1. So yeah. What is your favorite place?
Oh, now that's a tough question. I'm intrigued. I know mainly because, like you say, it's very hot. I'm intrigued to see how Qatar's going to work out because Formula Two's there as well next year, I think. But I think regardless of you in the car or me just outside the car, we're all going to be absolutely knackered by the end of the Spanish weekend because there's F1, F2, F3, and then you lot there as well. So it's just going to be nuts on that particular, and it's going to be in June as well. We're all going to melt.
Your watch will say like, okay, you need to stand up.
Yeah, just ice bucket me every time, every 5 minutes, keep me cool.
Yeah, totally. I'm quite excited. The Singapore race seems to be some special.
No,
But
definitely.
now for the F1 weekend, what are your predictions, or maybe something that you expect that will happen? What would you like?
Ideally, we don't have any Red Bulls on the podium. So we can have Sainz in P3, maybe Piastri P2, keep him up there, and then just because I'm British and I'm going to be biased, let's get Lewis in P1 finally back at COTA. He loves winning around here. It'd be something different. We wouldn't complain too much, would we?
It wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad. I think I'm expecting. I'm hoping that this as we have a sprint, it will be a fun race. On Sunday the full race, and for us the F1 Academy, I'm going to make my prediction that is Maite P1, Laura P2, Laura P3, or whatever P2.
To be honest, after P1, you don't really mind, do you?
I don't mind.
There was me thinking I was going to ask you if your F1 prediction would be Alonso P1 and then the Haas in P2 and P3 because it'd be fun.
No, that would be fun. I think that could be a nice, but that wouldn't be like a prediction. That would be like a bold.
That was wishful thinking. I did put down on my prediction for Academy. A podium for you would be nice. We wouldn't say no to it, but we'll take a win happily, won't we?
Of course. No, a podium that will be better than we expected. But yes, I'm coming with confidence this weekend. Really want to work hard for going up. We show us all the team together a strong weekend in Paul Ricard. Also, I've been progressing a lot since Sandboard. Monza was really good, almost doing points in every race, if not off the crash, because I had a crash I didn't do on race 3. But then also Paul Ricard, super good. I think if we keep this momentum, this will be a great race for us. But we have a lot of work to do because it's a race that is outside Europe. Campos doesn't have experience here, so we'll have to be really specific on working on the FPs, on the pre-practice, so we can get a lot of information, and from that go up.
Does leave me with one more question I do have for you though, because if Campos doesn't have too much experience at this circuit, you do. So I want to ask you, what's your favorite memory from COTA from when you've been there before?
Wow. My favorite memory, I have to say I have two, because I cannot choose. One is the one that I was doing, that overtake that you really like, that is going into turn 3, turn 4.
You probably have one of my favorite memories in yours here, don't you? You can answer both of us.
Yeah, we were going side by side, and going into turn 4, it's flat out, and only one car can go into that corner. And I said, I'm not lifting here. I don't care what happens next. I'm going. And that risk really had it reward, because I overtook him, and if you see the video, you understand what I'm saying. But it was a really special moment because I was there and I was like, yeah, he left it. If not, that would be a hard battle. Maybe we wouldn't finish the race. But nonetheless, it was quite happy. And then on the second race that I did here with Future Star Racing, we were doing the quali. And for me, with the Hankook tires, I have never waited until to go on a specific moment. The weather was changing in the clouds, the track was going to improve, and I see the clock, because from the car in the pit lane you see the clock of the tower with your name, and I saw it and it was like, no, 7 minutes and we need to go now because I wouldn't have any laps, and I see 6 minutes, 5 minutes, and they let me go because the track was improving. And I went with the fast guys, and we were like pushing, boom, boom, boom. I think I did like 2 or 3 laps, and that's it. And that year it was kind of, I needed to do a lot of laps so I could feel the pace, and to get it done. And it was one of my best qualifyings. I think it was P12 out of almost 30 cars on that weekend, because it was UX Juniors. It was quite nice, little reward there, and I was super happy to do that improvement. So maybe this weekend we could also do that, but more than P12. We need to go high.
We'll wait until the last moment, let you out, and you'll just natural speed. You'll just channel your inner Alonso and just absolutely nail it.
Yeah, it was more like a special moment to me because of how was going everything. Also, those guys were super fast, so I was quite happy. But last question for you, I have.
Okay, go on.
If you would like to change something about this weekend, what would it be? Like, you can change practice, qualifying, go directly to race, F1 Academy, something about reverse grid. What would it be?
Yeah, again, you're a small bit reading my mind there. Obviously, my first thought was very selfish. Just, I wish I was there. But second, if I can fix something with F1 Academy itself, then I think a reverse grid for one of the races, but like the full grid was properly reversed. I think that would be interesting. Just for
okay.
I always
P1.
Yeah, because you've got to go absolutely full for it in qualifying, but then because otherwise, what's the point? But I think that's something that F2, F3, and F1 for the sprint weekend, just flip the whole grid. It makes it way more interesting, because even if you get the same kind of people coming through, they've got to really work for it, and it gives everyone else a bit more of a fun chance, and for a driver, more fun because you've got something different to fight for, and from a fan perspective, what's not to love?
Something different to follow. Yeah, I think it's really cool. It's really cool what you're saying here.
Do what I can, but best of luck for you in the meantime for the rest of the weekend. Thank you as always for taking the time to chat, and I will be keeping my fingers crossed for you.
Thank you, Timo, so much. I'm really excited to be here. We have a lot of activities these days, but yeah, happy we could chat a little bit and get into dates about this weekend.